What's up, it's your boy jonni.shreve. I have BB Promise and tell like it is, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Coaching Up. Before we get started, guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button so next time I put a video, you'll be the first ones to get it. Also, guys, make sure you hit my website, grab my ebook. The Ultimate Push-Pull Legs Training ebook is out and available at jonni.shreve.com. So go there right now, grab a book, and get your gains. So today, guys, we're coaching up Jujimufu. He's like a super unbelievable athlete, bodybuilding now, powerlifter, does a bunch of like acro stuff. He's like 240 pounds, like ridiculous. He's like a freak. So they're at Pure Muscle Fitness and they're doing a super big arm workout. So I haven't really touched arms before, and I train arms not as often, but I feel when I train them very, very, very efficiently. And I think maybe I should probably share some of those gifts with you guys so you can get some good arm gains. Now, I'm not saying that if you do exactly what I do or say, you're gonna have like sweet big arms. I'm just saying it'll be a lot more efficient with your work when you're hitting arms. So most of the time we're looking at trying to build muscle, we're inefficient, we're using way too much wasted energy in other places when we're really trying to build that one muscle. So being one of those places where most people want to have big arms, I'm gonna go over that today in this workout. So let's follow along. I've watched the whole thing already. It's really good. I'm not gonna go through the whole video, but there's some really good stuff in here. They have like a cool little, it's almost like a arm day mukbang. They just talk the whole time they work out and you get good information and stuff and updates on the Olympia and Regan and Antoine. It's pretty sweet. Anyway, let's get it started.
If we do bis and tris together, we've got the full pump experience. So we're gonna start the arm chest day with biceps and triceps supersetting.
Yeah, arms, chest.
All right, so that's one thing I like to do. So most of you guys, when you're training arms, I like going back and forth. It's almost like doing like a push-pull with arms. So biceps, triceps, alternating. And I find you get a bigger pump overall, and you give your biceps and triceps a break in between sets. And you feel like a little more like overall balanced and full. I like it. Anyway, so they're at Pure Muscle Fitness. They got a ton of absolutely amazing equipment. And you're like, well, how am I supposed to do that? I don't have that at my gym. I'm gonna show you guys ways to easily do the exact same workout at your gym without these machines. Remember, like most of these machines are made from things like this. Like, how do I make this work out of these two machines? And someone's like, how would I just make it a machine? And then you get these awesome machines. So we're doing tricep extensions with a rope on a bench, and it's coming out of a cable. It's just attached to the same area. So just watch this set. I mean, like, we're just gonna coach you up on how to make this actually work and possible for you guys. So I like doing triceps like this because it really helps isolate yourself. So you can really push back and press yourself into the movement. If you guys don't have that machine, easily grab yourself a bench, incline it. You wanna have it high enough so you're like this. Now, if you don't have a bench either, what you can do is if you have, come this way. You can basically sit yourself on the actual bar and sit down and push yourself this way, and it's virtually almost the same thing. It kind of helps you stabilize a lot more so you can isolate without, using any kind of momentum. So we're gonna go back over here and do a little fast forward thing. I'm gonna give you guys some tips that are gonna be like for both biceps and triceps. Push your elbows down. That's it. Pushing your elbow down is like my best cue for stabilizing your shoulders. So when we're pushing, we don't have any of this kind of stuff here in our shoulder, or when we're doing bicep curls, we're not getting all this kind of like motion like this, right? We're trying to like get rid of the use of our traps when we're doing pushes and pulls. So here's our cable and stuff on the bench. Now, what I like to do with this is to make sure that, again, if I'm on a bench, I'm doing the same thing I was doing if I was doing bench press, dumbbell press, whatever press from the ground, locked in. Core is engaged, so I'm not doing this. And then I wanna get myself some tension on the rope. So I'm gonna push yourself down. I wanna be tucked in like this. I want a little more tension on my triceps, so I'm gonna elevate it here and tuck my shoulders in and tuck from here and then extend all the way. If I go down too far, I'm gonna do this, which I don't wanna do. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a bend in my elbows from here, elevate a little bit, push it back in the bench, and we're gonna press down and squeeze. We don't have to do this. The whole point of the rope is so you can move freely, naturally, not for you to sit there and do this at the bottom of the exercise. Like if you think about it, if I do this with my tricep and I'm flexing my tricep really, 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 really hard, full extension of my elbow, then I do this. It's not doing absolutely anything. So stop doing that. It doesn't do anything, okay? So again, pull yourself in, give yourself nice and tight from the ground, from floor to core, Elbows a little up, don't have to touch. Now, if you want to touch and give yourself a little more help, push it together and you can pull it in for those harder reps. But again, keep your hands open naturally and push down and up. Control the weight going up. And remember, push your elbows to the floor while you're doing it. That'll help you from doing this kind of stuff. All right. Okay, so we're basically doing a fluff set, feeder set, whatever. And then they're going to machine preacher curls. So I think every gym has this machine. So we're actually gonna go over this machine right now. I'm gonna show you guys how to use it that much better. These guys' form is pretty good, so I'm not gonna really go over so much. There's a couple things in here I did see I wanna go over for sure, but stand by. Let's hit preacher curl. So no matter how you look at it, when you're doing this machine, you wanna make sure that this is keeping yourself stable. So you don't want your elbow coming off the weight. So you wanna set yourself low enough that you can keep your armpit tucked inside. So we can keep ourselves here, and then now the seat's a little too low for me, so we don't want this. So I want to raise the seat up high enough so I'm here. So there's your first piece of advice. Get yourself where you should be first on your shoulders, and then set your seat. Then from there, you want to tuck your elbows in as much as you can. Don't let them flare out and do this, right? Keep yourself in. And from here, chest up high and pull. This is your full range of motion. I don't have to do this, so there's no need for it. And then all the way back down. And pull in. Now you can keep your head this way, doesn't really matter. As long as we're keeping everything straight from floor to core, right to my elbows, and we don't have this coming off the bench. Now, if you wanna like make it a little harder, what I have to do sometimes is kind of like put myself back off the bench a bit. And I can go from here. Again, nothing's really changed from my shoulders all the way down to my fingers. But just orientation of where my hips are in comparison to where they were before. Again, the further away that I get my hips or my hands or whatever from my midline, the harder the exercise is going to be. So here's a tip for that one. So let's watch just Regan go. They're just kind of chit-chatting. There you go. And we got push downs as well too. So they're doing a bunch. You just all just have like a big mukbang of tries and buys. So you watch Regan, same thing. Regan's actually doing pretty good. He's kind of rolling his shoulders a little bit again. Regan's going to Olympia and you're not. So let's just stick to the basics. So good set. So I would have Regan probably put his hips up a little higher so he's not pulling so much, because at this point here, you're not really using your biceps anymore. You're rolling your top of your delt, of your front delts. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go next exercise. And they're doing a drop set. They're doing 21 drop set on preacher, which is pretty intense. But I actually recommend, guys, that you actually go watch this video. It's pretty good. It's entertaining as hell. It's a really good, like, overall guys hanging out, getting a good arm workout in while talking, catching up. Right now I'm trying to coach. All right, chatting. All right, here we go. Working out again. So we got alternating bicep curls, and they're going to superset that with close grip bench. Now, this is good that I'm watching this right now with you guys, because they're doing something that a lot of people do when you do close grip, and it's a common mistake. If you want to make this way better, listen to the tip I'm about to give you. But first, let's go over the bicep curls. I want you guys to see watch where the hands are in relation to their body when they're doing this. Right, so I'm gonna show you guys how to make this a lot better. Okay, so alternating bicep curls. So we're doing them, obviously, they're doing them in like a supinated position. So we're gonna rotate and supinate at the top and come all the way back down. So most of you guys who do this probably do a lot of this and just turn. It's nice and casual. So we're not gonna do that anymore. What we're gonna do is, we wanna make sure when we're pulling that we push our hands a little forward this way. Before we start to actually curl, we're gonna rotate that hand coming up from here. Now you can see my hand is actually like my elbow's in front of my body, right? The further away my elbow or my body, my hand is from midline's here. When I say midline, I mean your core. So the further away we get from our core, the harder it is. So if I do a bicep curl right here, close to my body, super fucking easy. If I go like this, and now made the load that much more harder and intense, also again, making sure that my bicep tendon is aligned coming all the way down this way here. So when we're pulling, we're from here and pulling up to here. And then from there back down to the side. Now, my biggest cue again is my elbow. I want to push my elbow down to the floor so it keeps my shoulder from doing this. Chest up, hands a little bit in front, and from here, up, rotate, stop, and down, right to where you are. So we want to make sure we're pulling and putting it back to where we started. Controlling it up and down. Controlling my elbow, pushing to the floor so I don't get my shoulder to do this. On my trap to stay out of the equation. Push my elbow to the floor when I'm up. Push. Push. And tight core. And push. All right, we don't want your elbows coming all the way back here. You can, more like almost like a drag curl, but if you really want to emphasize putting most of the load onto your bicep, get your elbow a little bit in front of your body. Keep your lat engaged so we're pushing our shoulder down so our shoulder is depressed, and we keep our traps out of the equation and we're pulling up. We keep a good alignment coming all the way straight through. And here's our top of our lift, and here's the bottom. All right, so let's go over to close grip. Here's why I want you guys to stop doing this right now. We're primarily trying to do triceps from a bench position. Once you do this kind of thing here, you're putting a lot of pressure on your shoulder. You're not getting much tricep that much at all through this way, more than you are getting more chest. So what we're gonna do is the grip where they're at, where their hands are placed is proper. Where their elbows are pointing isn't. So there's a few things that I see people do all the time. They'll do close grip and they'll literally grab like this and do this weird balancing act. And then their elbows flare out like this and they're like, oh yeah, triceps is killing it. Oh, and it's not much at all. Just a lot of strain on my freaking wrists. Or I'll see something like, you know, what Anton and them were doing, where they have where the hands are pretty much in a good position, and then they do this, and they press to here, right? This is tricep, this is chest. What we want to do is, hands placed the same way. We used to call this like a biacromial, basically your hand being like right out front, the same width as your clavicles would naturally be. Put your hands up straight in this position. From here, now we want our elbows to be forward. So when they bend down, that bar stays over and stacked in the joint and pushing back up. And down to here and push. There's your tricep close grip, not here, here. We keep the load right on the tricep the entire time. So a little external rotation and then pressing in. We have to be extremely internally rotated to be here for our elbows to come out this way here. So we're putting way too much pressure on our delts and our shoulders when we want to be inside here and up. So there is your tip for close grip. Close grip doesn't mean hands are like this and we're trying to do all this shit here. But also doesn't mean that we're here and we're pushing elbows to the side. Think about doing like a close grip push-up. Hands are here, elbows are gonna come this way and pushing down here. And you get a lot more stretch on your tricep and more of a load, and it's safer. So that is basically all I wanted to touch with this video. Like again, guys, go actually watch the whole video, it's pretty cool. Most of the rest of this video gets repetitive when it comes to like the exercises they're doing. They're doing preacher curl again, and you know, another type of bicep, same movement. But I want to give you an honorable mention, what I like the most for an arm overall builder. Now, I like doing it cable or dumbbell, but it is the crossbody hammer curl. So crossbody, so we have like a regular hammer curl, which is basically this way here. Again, if you want to make the hammer curl a lot better, more optimal, put your hand up this way here and curl this way so we keep the load a lot more on the bicep instead of back here, where the resting position is pretty much everywhere. all right? And then we have your basic, hammer curl inside, which I see a lot of people do, and they kind of do this stuff here. Now our traps and our shoulders are in the equation. What I want to do with this, which I like the most, is number one, why I like it is, it covers this whole chunky area here. The brackets, back the whole bicep, entire bicep from this look is full, and I like it, from the forearm all the way to the bicep. Now actually pulling in to optimize this, and then again, push your elbows to the floor, push your ground on the floor. Now, I want you to go cross body. So bring your lats in tight, and from here, curl up this way. So we're using our chest and lats as leverage to keep stable so we can control it up and down. Same with this side. So I don't want to be out here and pull in. I want to really emphasize that bicep by pulling myself in, little chest activation, and lats, and then pulling across and push the elbow to the floor. You see my shoulder isn't raised like this, just stays to the floor, and I can really isolate my bicep. And there you go. I recommend if you're doing any kind of arm workout to do high reps really good, but just really focusing on squeezing each rep. So someone asked me, how do I optimize my muscle mind connection when we do arms? Well, think about it. If I'm gonna flex my bicep like this, I'm flexing my bicep. Now, if I take a dumbbell and do the same thing, that's mind muscle connection. Pretty simple, just focus. Think about the lift, contract through the lift. Flex through your lifts, don't just lift the weight up. Anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And I'm gonna come up with that title like it is, transparent, vulnerable truth. And for coaching, jonni.shreve.com, get to my page right now and pick up the ebook, The Ultimate Push-Pull Legs Training ebook is out right now. Head there ASAP if you want to know about coaching, guys. Book a phone consult, 15 or 30 minutes at the end of that consult if you want to go coaching, whether it's a one-time plan or a recurring plan. I deduct the phone consult off any package that you pick, except for the ebook. Anyway, guys, use my code Johnny15 for 15% off the Power 15 cookbook. Use my other code Johnny for 50% off fitarmy.com. Use my code Johnny30 for 30% off letsgetchecked.com. Make sure we are healthy on the inside as well as the outside, and make sure you guys add me on Instagram and TikTok. Yes, TikTok. I'm trying to spell TikTok thing out. Anyway, add me, send me some pictures, send me some progress pics, some foodie clips, send me some foodie pics, some update progress pics, some video clips, whatever you want to send. I'll repost for you because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.